Welcome to another day of Roulette Strategy King, where we test different roulette systems to see how it works. Today, I have a great one from CEG Dealer School that they both gave a grapefruit that hopes to get you 125. They walked away with a lot more profit than that. Let's get into it. We're going to test it out. We're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Here's how it works. So what you do is you pick, the buy-in's $400, and what you do is you pick two of the dozens to put $25 in. My favorite are the second and third dozen, so we're going to go with that. And I'm going to show you what happens as you go up. There's no recovery method. It's just you play the 400. If you lose it, you lose it, but this is for a fun night out, and sometimes it really works, and they gave it a grapefruit. So we're going to see how it goes. Are you ready? First spin. And a win. So what happens when you get a win is now you have 75. From the initial bet, you have an extra 25. What we do is we go on here and we put it on even bet. It could be any of these. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to do 19 to 36, but it could be black, red, even, odd, whatever you want to do. That's the cool thing about this system. It's open to whatever you're feeling. Go with your gut. Here we go. And a loss. So now we're down $50. All right, so we're going to try it again with the initial two columns, or two dozens, sorry. We're going to hit it, and there's a win. So now what we do is we go back, and the goal is to turn this into a $125 profit, and I'll show you what happens when we get to that stage. All right, so there we go. So there's a win. We're at 25. So what we're going to do is we're going to reset and do that one all over again, the 50. You can do whichever dozens you want to. I like the second and third. They're my favorite. I say that, but I always lose bad on the first two. All right, so now that we have 50, the goal is to get up to 50. What we do is we find a bet that gets us up to 125. We can keep increasing if we want to. We can keep doing it like this. Or we can do the 50 on a straight even bet, and we lost. So now we're negative 25. So it's a fun system that moves around, but I'm going to play it like they did. We're going to start with the dozens, and then we got that. And then what we do is we do one that gets a jackpot here. So let's try it again. Sorry, I'm so misspoken today. And there we go. So what happens? That's an even. So we rebet, and we go again. There we go. So now we hit the jackpot. We're up to 100. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 25 on one of these even bets to try to get it. I'm going to go with black just for fun. I'm going to do 25 on black. This is the third step to the system once you get to 125. And we lost on the black. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to start over with this one, and we're going to try to hit it again. And that's a loss. So we're back to even total. Okay, so we're going to start with doing the two dozens. That's the first step. Okay, so we hit it. So now that we hit it, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the jackpot. And there's the jackpot. All right, so now what we do, we take this 75 and we try to get 50. So what you do is you take 50, and you can either do 25-25 if you want to do it that, or 50-50 and try to do it that way, or you can just do one of these. So I'm going to do the 1 to 18 just for fun. We're going to see what happens. And we got it. All right, so now the goal is we're on the fourth step with 125. What you do is you take this, you can either walk away, or you can take it and do a YOLO and try to, that's what they call it. So a YOLO would be, you could do even amount across one of the columns or one of the dozens, or you could do everything on red, whatever you want to do. For me, I would walk away at this point, but for fun, because of this system, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bet it even across the middle, just for fun. And 120, and then let's do 5 on the double zeros just for fun, because I love the double zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, let's give it a spin, and we're going to YOLO it. And look at that. 360. This is where I would definitely walk away. But you know what? We're going to pocket that and we're just going to play it out for the final 5 minutes and see how it goes. This system got a grapefruit from both of them. They both, on the dealer school, walked away with around 500 profit, which is pretty cool. So we're going to just start it over and we're going to go from there. But keep in mind, I would have walked away at 360. But, you know, because roulette's never guaranteed, we hit that. And then we're going to do it here. So it's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with, just know that you're not always going to win. You know, that's just the way it is, right? Like we could lose 75 bucks right here, but we didn't. We got another jackpot. So since that puts us up to 75 on that step, we're going to do 50 on one of these even bets. Let's, for fun, do red. Let's see. And boom, red. So now what we're going to do is we have the 125 now from that second set, and we're going to do a YOLO. So I'm going to do it in this one this time. I'm going to do 10s across here. You know what? I might do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And then I'm going to do 5 on the greens because I love the greens. Oh, I keep doing that. Whatever. We'll leave an extra $1 there. All right, let's go. Let's see if we hit. And we didn't hit. All right, so we're back down to 360, but that's okay because that was the amount that we started at. So we're back to even. That's what's the cool thing about the system. If you manage to get lucky and find your way through, you can just start it all over again. We got 3 minutes left on the clock. We're going to see where we're at. So there we go. We won. So now we're going to do the jackpot bet and try here. And boom, we got it. All right, so now we're up to 75 again. So what we're going to do is take that 50 and do an even bet here. I'm going to go 19 to 36. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go 1 to 18 this time. And that's just all I'm feeling. That's the thing about this. And look at that. Boom. So now I have the 125 to play with again. So I'm going to do that again. This time I'm going to go all in on the low numbers. Just because. Why not, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. And then we're going to do 5 on the double zeros and the 0. Just for fun. All right, let's do this. Let's see. And we missed, but we're back down to 360, so we can start it over. We got 2 minutes left on the clock. Let's do the 2 columns. I should have stuck with I keep calling them columns. I should have stuck with my dozens that are my favorite because they've been working for me today. There we go. That's a hit. So now we're going to do another rebet and pick one of these. It could be any. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be the 19 to 36. It could be any of these, but I like to do that because it doubles it up here, right? Let's go. All right, so we broke even on that, so we're going to just rebet it and do it again. And we lost. All right. So what happens when you lose is you just go back to the start. We don't try to recover because when you chase your losses, sometimes that doesn't work out bad. We got about 1.5 minutes left on the clock for this system. Okay, there's a win. So we're going to try to get the jackpot again here. And we're going to go again. Let's see. And no, it did hit. Yes. So there we go. So now we're up to 75. So what we do is we take a 50 and we put it on any of these. I'm going to go with black. I hope this system makes sense to you. And there we go. We hit the black. So now that we have 125, I'm going to stray away from these bottom. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. Because it hurt me so many times to go in these bottoms and I lose. But the one cool thing about the system is it lets you have a lot of fun. And every time I've tried it, I've won. And I'm not saying that you will, because obviously roulette is a game that doesn't let you win every time. Let's go. Let's see. And 14. All right, we're back down to 309. We've got about 30 seconds left. So let's do for fun rebet on that, and we're just going to see if we hit. We did. There we go. You don't have to do that part in the system, but we have 19 seconds left and we've got 544 profit. I hope this strategy makes sense. If you want to see more, you're going to love this video where it promises you can quit your job.